Hello again, it's Mr. B-Rad. This is a short tutorial on how Japan and Germany, i.e. Hitler, and their actions started World War II. We're going to look at why do political actions often lead to war, and what was Hitler's motivation for Germany's expansion to begin with. Also, what alliances and events contributed to the outbreak of World War II?
So, here we go. Alright, the first thing we're going to look at are the Japanese actions. First, Japan invades and takes over Manchuria. The reaction was that people around the world protested and the League of Nations sent in investigators. So the second thing, Japan takes over Inner Mongolia and areas in northern China. The reaction was that Chiang Kai-shek allowed Japan to have control over those parts of northern China. The next of Japan's actions were that they continued to fight and gain control over more and more areas in China. The reaction, the Chinese people protested and China began to fight back. The final action was that Japan demanded economic resources from French Indochina. The reaction was the United States threatened to hold sanctions on them. So at this time in class, pause, go back, take some notes. Okay, now we're going to look at Germany's actions. First, Hitler builds an air force and an army. The reaction, France, Great Britain, and Italy warn him to stop. Okay, now let's look at Hitler's sending troops into the Rhine. European reaction was that France needed help from Britain in support to use force. Germany's next action is that Hitler demanded control of the Sunderland. The reaction was that France, Great Britain, and Italy all folded and gave it to him. Then Hitler takes over Bohemia and Moravia, demands the Polish port of Danzig. The reaction was that Great Britain offered to protect Poland, and France and Britain began to discuss how to contain Germany. So in wrapping this up, Hitler finally invades Poland. Of course, European reaction was that Britain and France had to declare war on Germany, thus the outbreak of World War II. Okay, take a pause, reflect, take some notes. We are almost done. So, in quick wrap up, World War II begins. Bullet point 1. Adolf Hitler's theory of racial domination laid the foundation for aggressive expansion outside of Germany, which world powers initially ignored to avoid another world war. Bullet point 2. Hitler allied with Italy, annexed Austria, and invaded Czechoslovakia and Poland. Bullet point number 3. Seeking access to natural resources, Japan seized both Manchuria and northern China. And finally, last bullet point, Japan wanted to establish a new order in Asia. All right, let's do a wrap up. Okay, it matters because in the 1930s, Germany and Japan invaded neighboring countries to gain resources and land. Hitler allied with Italy and annexed Austria and occupied the Sunderland. Japan made a quick conquest of Manchuria. At first, other worlds allowed these actions of aggression. They didn't want to get into the next war. They wanted to avoid war, yet the path of war was already paved. All right, guys, I will see you in a little bit after you watch the video, and you need to answer these.